Welcome. It's Brody from the Saskatoon branch, and today we are in my house. We're going to be doing a smoked brisket for you guys, care of Cargill. So the first thing we're going to do is trim it up. We want to get it down to maybe about a ½ inch over the whole top layer. So try and take the strips off when you're trimming the fat like you're cutting grass. Start on one side and then work your way in kind of a uniform cut. Don't just go one way here, one way there, and then you'll wind up with pockets and unevenness. The favorite brisket that I've ever eaten has not actually been one that I've cooked. It's from somebody who's based their whole life around cooking it. So it's a customer of mine that I deal with on a small rural route up in Nipawin. He owns a barbecue restaurant and we deal a lot with him. This is where there's two parts to a brisket. There's the point and the flat. The point is where this would basically be the pectoral muscle, and the flat is where it would wrap around onto the ribs. So you're gonna see kind of a big pocket of hard white fat right here, which won't be nice when you go to cut your sandwiches. So we'll get that chunk out. So the next thing we're gonna do is the spice mix. If you look at cookbooks from Texas, they just use salt and pepper, and they think it's sacrilege to use anything else. If you go to Carolina, it's really sweet. If you go to different southern states, it's totally different no matter where you go. None of this is regional to Saskatoon. So I'm just gonna make up my own spice blend, and I don't wanna hear anything about it. We want about 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. What the brown sugar is gonna do is it's gonna help with the bark. When you're cooking it, this is gonna caramelize down and it's gonna turn the outside that nice black bark that you see on a traditional brisket. And all of these spices are gonna help get that nice pink smoke ring in it. So we'll start with 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. And then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of paprika, 2 of black pepper, 2 of, I think this is garlic salt, 2 of onion powder, and 2 of chili powder. If you want it more smoky, you can use smoked paprika, you can use cumin, you can use, some people put oregano or thyme in there, whatever you like, throw it in there. And to finish it off, we're gonna do 2 of kosher salt. I like to use a kosher grainy salt as opposed to a fine table salt. What I would typically do is put this rub on the night before. Even if you could do this early in the morning and get it on there for 3 or 4 hours, any amount of time is gonna help. People are gonna tell you that you should not put salt on meat until you're about to cook it. Those people are losers, and you need to get them out of your life, because all that's gonna do is pull out excess moisture that would come out within the first 15 minutes of it cooking anyways. Season these very liberally. The reason being is because when you're cooking it, or pardon me, when you're cutting it, you're only gonna get the seasoning on that much of the slice. Because when you're cutting it this way, you're not getting seasoning all over the whole thing like you would a steak. You're only gonna get it on the ring of the slice. So really go for it. I'm gonna use all of this spice. This probably made close to 3 cups, and I'm going to use every bit of it and get it all on there. There we go. It's ready for the smoker. So what we're gonna do is once we've put it on, we're gonna leave it on for probably 10 hours. Hopefully get it to around 200 degrees before we pull it off. And we're gonna keep this smoker set at around 225. In the meantime, while this is done, you can invite over the rest of the sales team and find a way to waste 10 hours.
Hey, 8 more hours, boys.
Well, 6 more hours.
Only 4 more hours.
Cheers.
4 aces, hero, take it off.
Damn.
All right, boys, 2 more hours. All right, so it's been 10 hours. We've learned a lot about brisket. We've learned a lot about ourselves, and we're ready for the final product. We're gonna cut the flat part of the brisket all the way up to the point. The reason we do that is because there are actually 2 muscles that overlap through this seam right here that you can't really see too much anymore. And then you can see where it starts to hit that vein. We're gonna turn it this way, and then we keep cutting against the grain. We got some ciabatta buns. We got a little bit of local Saskatoon berry mustard. And we got the company.